So this is what it says on the screen right now. I had the turn signal on. Truck's going by. Turn signal. You know, you got a horn. You also got a little click noise horn. Your throttle. Okay. And we're just gonna, well, it's just the mirrors. You got mirror, mirror. It was just that mirror. It's trying to roll away here. It does have like an emergency brake. You can push this in and you'll be good. Here's the Da Vinci shifter. I'm just gonna hit it, and what we're gonna see is, will the battery fail out? We think it will. Okay, we're going down the street. See if we can see what the screen says. It's in front of me. There's my mug. There's my brake. So I'm just coasting obviously now, but what I want to know is, will I be able to turn around and get back up the hill? So that's the real test. Obviously coasting down the hill, not much of a test. All right. Hi guys. We're going to shift up a little bit. Okay, so I'm pedaling a little bit, and I can pedal more. I had to take my hand off the throttle to do it. Yeah, we can get some speed going, but you know, up a hill, 160-pound machine, a 200-pound Chad, I don't know how fast we expect to go. It says right now we have 23 miles of range, which is interesting. I don't know if that's true. I have no idea. Let's go around the block here. Again, coasting. No big fancy test being had here. A little off-road in there. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Okay, I'm pedaling a little bit. I'm not pedaling like to the point where I would sweat, by the way. And I don't have the throttle all the way down right now. It says I'm going about 11 miles an hour. I'll juice it and I'll pedal a little bit. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And of course, I'm still not geared all the way up. This Da Vinci shifter has like it feels like it has a billion gears. I guess I don't really know how it works, but okay, turn the corner. My neighborhood. I'm pedaling a little bit. Again, not enough to make me sweat, and it's 80 degrees out. I'm just kind of keeping torque on the pedals, I guess, for lack of better words. 9 mile an hour, 10 mile an hour. No, 8. I'm sorry, 8. The speed bump. Ugh. The new one will have suspension. Thank goodness. All right, I'm just going all throttle, no pedal. There's Sarah right there. She pulled over, so let Sarah have a shot at this. Okay. This is Sarah's first ever drive of the Elf. What'd you think?
Yeah. First of all, super fun.
So what about the ride? Because in my impression, it's very bumpy. There's no suspension other than the air in the tires. There's no suspension.
So our neighborhood has recently acquired speed bumps, which aren't actually meant to be speed bumps, but they're redoing the water, and everywhere these lines cross the road, they have put asphalt over them. And I came upon one without really thinking about what was going to happen when I hit it, because when I drive in my car, of course I go a little slower, but I don't pay that much attention. But I thought the speed I was going in here wasn't going to be a big deal, and whoop, I almost touched the ceiling. No, I didn't really, but it was a big bump, and I didn't expect that necessarily.
All right, let me walk you through what I've done so far. Now, we bought this thing beat up. You can tell because I've taped over several cracks. And this back pane, it's not only just scratched and foggy, but it was completely broke across here. The solar panel, that dude's fried. I'd like to know a way to replace that. Give me an idea in the comments if you have it. I was missing this light, but the founder, Rob Cotter, sent me a new one. He also sent me a new panel for this. So that's done. This will be done soon. And then the other thing was I had the original battery. Now on these, the original battery was like a suitcase and go in here, plugs into a wire that I've got tied up here now, and then of course that wire, you know, goes around the inside of the body and over to the controller back here. But what happened when I got going up a hill, it was clear that it just died. It just died in the first run. So I thought one of two things has to be true. Either the battery was completely toast and it just couldn't hold the load anymore. Excuse me. It's got an emergency brake, by the way. Got a cool little parking brake. So when I went up the hill and it died completely, I thought it had to either be the battery was just toast, couldn't handle the load. Or, you know, I weigh a few pounds. This thing weighs a few pounds, so I get it. It's an old battery. It was beat up. The case was cracked. And it really probably shouldn't be able to hold the load. So that was one issue. Two, it could be a wiring issue, you know, because it's old. And I don't know where this thing was stored, at the bottom of a river or something. It was beat up. But the wire had to go through here all the way through the body back to the controller. So I thought, well, I can eliminate two potential issues quick. Get a new battery and then wire it directly right outside of the controller. And to do that, I ended up putting the battery in the trunk. So as we tested it today, it seems to be that was what's up. That's the case. So the next run is going to be an 8-mile run from here, which is Comstock Park, to Rockford, Michigan. And we'll document that and let you know how it goes. But we really, really like this thing. The Elf, this is the old one. It's great. The 3.0 is going to be more amazing. I've invested. Some friends have invested. Not telling you what to do, but if you go to wefinder.com and you search Organic Transit, the company that makes this, you might decide to invest too. Not advice, just what I did. Pretty cool vehicle, right? Just all the way around cool. So I didn't get a battery that would fit in there. I bought a bigger battery. Now I say bigger, same voltage, same amp hours. But my choice was to, got a little trunk here, is to package it in the trunk. I covered it in foam because I know it takes a beating back here. This thing doesn't have any suspension. It kind of looks like a, like a scary device, but I swear it's just a lithium iron phosphate battery. And there's the charge port. And then it just, like I said, I went right down here to where the controller is and I wired it right there instead of going through here all the way through the body up to there. And so far so good. I mean, I can't really complain. That test we just did, Sarah and I, it held up. We both are overweight. We're working on it, by the way. We went for a jog today. So it's not like we're not working on it, but we are overweight. And this thing's 160 pounds. And my neighborhood's all hills. So it did remarkably well in my opinion. And we'll keep testing. We'll keep playing with it until eventually they get the 3.0 release, and then we'll, you know, buy that and test it. But let me know what you think about how to replace that solar panel. I'm open to suggestions. I'm not an electrician. I don't know what I'm doing, so it has to be something that's going to be pretty easy if I'm going to be able to tackle it. Maybe you know what you're looking at here. I don't. And then I'm guessing that goes, you know, down to wherever. So whatever you know, I'm happy to know. This is Chad from Drive Lightning, the Positively Charged YouTube channel. Thank you for taking a minute watching this video. Thank you for experiencing the Elf with us, and we look forward to the 3.0. The members of the channel, you are amazing people. We can't thank you enough for the support you've given us over these last 4 years. It's been incredible. One of you even gave us one of your priority slots for the Aptera Solar Charged EV, so we're going to get that way earlier than we should. Thank you, Mike. There's no way we can say thank you enough. And that's it. Here's the house. It's getting re-sided, so this side is done. The other side is not done. This bit here, but it's going to be done. Got a great contractor, somebody we really like. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.